do I start and you begin? We won't let them in. If we try and run, they will stop for no one. Shadows on the back, sun, like a poet to a gun. They'll be gone, begin without ending. No one pretending, controlling everyone. There's no reason why we don't just let go. We can find another way from the undertow. I wanna take you so far away. They'll fall into the fray and swirl around like an ocean to the evermore, marching night and day like mechanized you take. Within is a storm. If we try and run, they won't stop for no one. Shadows on the back, sun, like a poet to a gun. They'll be gone, begin without ending. No one pretending, controlling everyone. There's no reason why we don't just let go. We can find another way from the undertow. I wanna
Hello, good evening, and welcome to BEC. We are here in week 6, and we're going to have action going on all week long. My name is Jeff, here with the one and only Chef Billy. As we get into our Monday Overwatch matchup, we've got Rutgers taking on University of Michigan. Battle for who's going to come out of this one, the only undefeated team.
I mean, this is going to be insanely good. Both teams coming in 5-0 and 6-0 respectively due to bye weeks coming in. Rutgers did have the bye last week, and Maryland Terps have the bye this week. But this is where the rubber meets the road. We're like 2/3 of the way through the season now, and things are starting to really get hot and heavy here. We saw Michigan on stream last week, and they had a very clean 3-0 win over the Golden Gophers of the University of Minnesota. But this is a whole different story here, Jeff.
Yeah, this is certainly the toughest matchup that the University of Michigan have faced yet. Take a look at our starters from both of our sides. Rutgers is a top-tier team. This team has been knocking on the door of the top 3 of collegiate Overwatch for about a year now. They're currently ranked number 5 in the Overwatch Collegiate Ranking Association coming out for the month of November. Rutgers currently sitting in that 5th spot. They took 5th, 6th at Homecoming about a month ago, took 4th back in spring for Overwatch Collegiate Homecoming. This team is not to be underestimated. Tap may be the only name that you recognize. You're keeping up with like old NA contenders and things of that nature, a couple newcomers here in Ajax and Iron Man, but they have all of the potential to go all the way to the top, Billy.
I mean, we've also got World Cup representation here as well, something very near and dear to my heart. Of course, Tap being part of Team Netherlands. And then Iron Man was actually a substitute tank for Team India, so they actually got to go through the boot camp and all that other good stuff. So there's a lot to unpack here for this Rutgers team. Things are going to be going out here, and I think that we really need to see what Michigan has up their sleeves because, for the keys to success, I mean, really, Michigan have to step up to the plate here. They have to show that they can meet and compete with the big boys of the Overwatch collegiate scene.
Yeah, and we know Tommy One has a very strong tank, particularly on the Sigma, likes to bring out the Doomfist from time to time as well. And there's that backline. Yamitra is a recognizable name in the Path to Pro scene. Big brain on this main support player. And I think it's going to be that kind of fight planning. It's going to be that smart approach that will deliver Michigan this win if they are going to take it away. They're coming up some real star power in Tap and Iron Man. They're going to have to keep a sharp eye on those DPS. And it's going to take smart fight planning to neutralize the value they bring.
Absolutely, and I think that the fight planning is where it all starts. And I mean, when we start here today, I mean, we'll see that fight planning begin right out. I think that as you watch them make their progression here on Gardens, this is all about rotation. It's about being able to take space. And it's about really managing your cooldowns and see what you can draw out of the other team. Blue side is going to be Rutgers, and the Wolverines will be in red.
And it's going to be a quick teleport onto the point with a May Symmetra here from Rutgers. And immediately finding the first pick. Flippy gets caught out. Iron Man able to close that distance. And it took less than 15 seconds for first blood to be drawn, courtesy of Rutgers. And the Scarlet Knights will continue to clean up on the back of it.
Yeah, I mean, beautiful work there. I mean, just taking space and taking names and taking lives back to spawn as well. And now, are we going to see any kind of a change coming out here from Michigan? I mean, they basically got out-rotated. They didn't have the Symmetra, so you lose the immediate first point potential. Now, it's all about how can Hugh and Flippy work in tandem together, putting this wall up and putting Iron Man in some duress.
We didn't get to see a lot of Hugh last week, excited to see what they bring here on the May. It's going to be a wall, try to separate the heals, separate Ajax from their support line. But will not be stopped. Rutgers move forward. Iron Man oversteps their bounds, and it's a trade of DPS as University of Michigan attempts to cross this bridge. Ooh, that was Claymore that's stuck over there on the other side inside the tea house. But Ant Matrix separating the front line from the back. Claymore is finished off. Toby Wan follows shortly thereafter.
I mean, look at this Blizzard generation as well. Already has Blizzard online a 25% gap. That is some serious ult generation. And a lot of right clicks as well. So, I mean, we're at the fight planning here for Rutgers. Going pretty much as what I've seen so far throughout the different competitions that we cast. So, for them, I mean, do they go proactive with this Blizzard? Do they try to catch Toby Wan after a kinetic press and let him have it?
Just gonna seal the wall up. Toby Wan had no way to escape. Sound barrier has to come in from Yamitra. Shatter was down. That found a pair, but the barrier from the sound barrier was still active. He nevertheless falls, and it's a 4v5 on this approach. Ant Matrix is just way outside here, just to try to get any space towards this point. It's how much Michigan has to throw into these fights to buy any kind of space, and still they are sent packing. And here comes Rutgers hot on their heels. Looks like Michigan's just going to play a little do-si-do, rotate all the way around. Iron Man's still on this point with the photon barriers, going to deny the cap, and this is going to turn to a painful sandwich very quickly if Michigan are not able to handle both of these flanks. Gonna be the Blizzard and the Gravitic Flux thrown in. Sound barrier from Soap is there in the nick of time. Still neutral. Gets cut down, and Michigan have finally planted their feet for the first time on this map.
That's a great fight win for them. Iron Man actually got out of that, had the teleporter up and ran for the hills. That was a very scared Scarlet Knight getting out of there with their life. But, you know, that does also not give that ult charge over to Michigan. That was a very expensive fight for them. 3 ultimates into the fight. They do get the win, but now they're looking to build this sound barrier. You know, Yamitra really far ahead as far as that. They'll have a later one, so we'll see what this App Matrix is going to do for them.
Well, teleport over the shoot, allow to get around the wall. Ant Matrix now in here from Rutgers. Just in the nick of time, able to top Ajax off, get him out of that critical state, and survive the double damage coming in from the other side. Both teams kind of back off for a second. Now Toby1 is going to go push in, see if they can evict, but a nice teleport puts Ajax right on top of Yamitra. They're able to use that speed, get the heck out of dodge, rotate around this center pillar. All the while, Tap has managed to get up the 50% needed towards this Blizzard, and it could seal the deal if Michigan are not careful. Toby1's already used that kinetic grasp, sound barrier out from Yamitra, and this is looking right for the picking for a Blizzard. Tap is going to throw it in. The Gravitic Flux is denied. Frozen solid. Toby1 will not get to slam anybody down, and indeed, Tap has sealed the deal. Frozen stiff. Rutgers will take this one away.
What a 9,000 IQ Blizzard from Tap. Holy cow. Because, I mean, they were like, what, 2 seconds away? 2 seconds away from getting that off. Maybe less, because I mean, he'd already said the universe sings to me. Holy cow. That
and
is
the
a
race.
fight
The race to get that Blizzard built up as quickly as they did. Tap was sitting at 50% before that fight started, and able to catch up with Toby1 in that ult charge. And it ends up being a microsecond difference, like you're talking about, between a huge Gravitic Flux or a massive cancel coming out from that Blizzard. Oh, man. Down to a split-second timing. There's the back up.
He's still trying to get up. He's trying to get above.
Yeah, tried so hard. Tried so hard to escape that Blizzard.
Snowball said,
All right.
no.
Let's get into the second round here, and look at it even more dangerous. Control center, the perfect place to bring a Reinhardt and a Simmay.
But I like the fact that they do have this Sojourn, because you're going to be able to get the mid to long range poke. Oh my god, never mind. Iron Man right click just destroyed.
And that's exactly what happened the first round. It's the same thing, except it was Flippy there on Gardens versus Hugh here in Control Center. But it's the amazing right click from Iron Man to draw first blood and make life easy for Rutgers at the start.
I mean, look at neutral, just pumping out the heals, getting, you know, a couple of triple shots here and there, you know, 20% ahead of Claymore. Yeah, this is fight fighting 101. This is also super aggression in the fact that they have this symmetry. They can take the fights, especially these initial fights, as they wish.
Neutral is one of the big up-and-coming flex supports to keep an eye on in the collegiate scene. Tap going down early, very good for Michigan. Knowing that, Ajax is trying to back up. Look at all the pressure onto the Reinhardt. Immortality Field used early there from Rutgers, and Toby1's going to continue to pursue. A lot of damage in, forces the hands up from Toby1. They got to back up around some cover, and now an Ant Matrix is here. Neutral, double healing on to Ajax, keeps the Reinhardt standing once again. Impeccable work coming out of this all-star flex support. And Matrix from the other side, completely denied by Iron Man's Photon Barrier. It looks like Rutgers is in control. Particularly with that teleporter, they're able to dance around. But Toby1 and Yamitra are going to fight back with the Sound Barrier, not give up any space. Later, Sound Barrier from Soap, though, might give them the advantage. It also means there's nothing to survive this Gravitic Flux coming in. Both supports get smashed to the ground. Toby1 stays alive. The tenacity on display. What a play there from Toby1 in Michigan.
I mean, even with the earlier sound barrier, they had so many resources with the overshielding coming through that they get the job done. That was great fighting. As soon as that flux came along, that was the go button for them to come out here. Now, Flippy going super low here. I want to see. You've got both the DPS ultimates ready to go for Michigan. They've already got that sound barrier out, so this is free. Blizzard beat Blizzard.
I'm curious if Tap is going to get aggressive with it? The answer is yes, narrowly avoiding the kinetic grasp on the other side, and with the wall up, Toby1 cannot escape. Good immortality field, though, and Toby1 was barely under any pressure. Ajax sacrificed themselves to try to close that gap. It ends up just being a giant bait from their own team. Tap sends Ajax to their death, and Toby1 continues to stand tall here and thwart Rutgers.
I mean, this is fantastic work from the Sigma. It gets the kill on the tap as well. That's a feather in the cap, and now they're going to match the percentage gain here. Now you want to hold this choke. You got to be listening also for Iron Man. Where are they going to be going with this teleporter? Are they going to try and go coast side, or are they going to try and take this interior approach and come down from the heavens?
Oh, that would be fun. Looks like everybody from Rutgers just going right up the gut. No fancy tricks here. Okay, teleport to the higher ground, but a concretion rock there got everybody low. Rutgers just drop it back, get some healing, actually uses the ant matrix to top everybody off. Flipping out with an overclock here from White Room, trying to separate the front from the back. Iron Man gets separated from their life, and Michigan are going to win another one. They are very close to sending us on over to Night Market here, Billy.
Oh, Jeff, I mean, we've got the Sound Bearer and we've got the Flux. The Flux can actually deny them here at choke. They decide to be aggressive with it, so once again, we're going to have to watch this teleporter. Oh, the wall comes up!
It did me. Iron Man is able to get past and should be able to initiate overtime. Yeah, we got somebody on point with a photon barrier. Flippy gets surrounded. His tap forces them into an uncomfortable position and now throws a blizzard out. But with the sound barrier from Yamitra, Michigan aren't looking too worse for wear. Shatter down, but Ajax falls in the process. Hugh gets the blizzard out before getting taken down. This is a broken fight here in this 72-99 battle with Rutgers in control and building up percentage the whole time. Iron Man can't afford to give this up. Still fights 3 in a row. Iron Man gets 4. It's just Flippy on the tracer left. Iron Man has single-handedly wrestled this one away.
Oh, no shot. No shot. Ajax coming back out in the speed character here with the ball. I mean, they could be looking for a pile driver or a knock-through to deny the touch here coming from them. Flippy back onto the Sojourn. Hugh onto the legs. This is going to be a very broken engagement.
Well, that's what I thought from Rutgers as well. Iron Man goes down as Claymore finds that pick out of the backline. I think it was an aggressive teleporter, judging by what I'm seeing on the objective. It's Iron Man in a bad position. Ajax, though, had to swap to a ball just to make it on to this point. Iron Man on over to a Genji. University of Michigan are in control. Toby1 perfectly comfortable on this Doomfist and is slamming around this point. Now has double healings to keep them topped off as they get aggressive into the back line. Looking for a tap back there, I believe was the intended target, along with Ajax there, though there's nothing to be found. Too much disruption, and Hughes the one that ends up falling. Now Claymore on the back end without the Baptiste. Michigan are running out of sustain. It's just a sound barrier, desperately trying to hold on, but it's not enough. Rutgers come back from the brink and take Liaison Tower in a 1-0 lead in our series.
Oh, this is going to be a good one, Jeff. We were kind of worried. Maybe that Michigan, you know, with the lack of upper level competition that they haven't faced so far in the VEC this season. Nah, I'm not scared at all. Their fight planning has been absolutely massive. This is beautiful here from Toby1 and just getting the job done left and right. Yeah, they lose at 2-0, but it was pretty darn competitive the whole way through.
Yeah, particularly on Control Center. I mean, and it's some great mechanics coming out from Rutgers that really paves the way. Both times we saw Iron Man with some right clicks to open up both of those sub maps right out of the game. It took 10 seconds to get the first kill with that opening right click. And of course, once you get first control, the numbers are pretty staggeringly in favor of the team that gets the point first. They more often than not end up winning the map. So those opening picks both times set Rutgers up for success with just some star mechanic plays. But I couldn't agree more. I mean, the fight planning was good out of Michigan. They're certainly not done with this match yet. We can't count them out after map 1. No shot.
No shot. Not with Yamitra out there, too. I mean, Yamitra, those sound barriers were generated so quickly and perfectly timed. No Ajax is here. I mean, there's an Ajax on the other team that he's playing Tank, and it's not the same one. But still, we're going to have some fun coming up here. We do have a band coming in from Rutgers. They have banned out Blizzard World, so it will be the University of Michigan's map choice here for Hybrid.
Yeah, I've heard players start referring to it as an AJ when you lose the sound barrier, kind of separate. The slang term from a person's name, which I think is quite respectful, and it's also quite useful from a caster perspective, considering we have a different Ajax here. This is Aiden Jackson, not Alex Jackson, the EU player. Not the same Ajax, but still, I can see that it's important to not tie somebody's name into this embarrassing act. Anyway, that's my rant, Billy. There you go.
I'm
gonna call them AJs from now on, just out of respect for our players.
Let's do it. It starts here. It all roads.
It all started watching Flash Ops. So I was watching Astro's stream and listening to the comms from the teams during Flash Ops, and that I realized they were doing that as well. So there you go.
Yep.
It's very interesting listening to the comms from these teams. Like, it's fascinating to hear how different teams communicate in game. It's such a vital part of how a team performs.
I was watching Door's stream with the Fish Hobbs, OBS Fish. That was, that's what we're all about. So we do have our map pick in here, Jeff. We're going to, it depends on which map we get of Kings Row, but we're going to London, that's for sure. And you know what? I don't hate this at all. I think that really they do want to run with this brawl composition. Flippy needs to get a little bit more done on the Sojourn. I think you have a lot more opportunity here in Kings Row than you do, say, on a Legion Gardens. And Control Center got some work done, but the overclocks haven't produced as of yet. We still have lots of time here in this series, but I think that's one area that I'm looking at, because the Hugh versus Tap May battle was epic. They were throwing haymakers at each other, both getting right-click kills left and right. And then the tank matchup was, of course, fascinating for me, watching a Sigma being able to compete up against a Reinhardt. That's not easy to do, but, really, the work is getting done here. So Kings Row, no side swaps here, so we are going to see your University of Michigan Wolverines coming out on the attack.
We're seeing Ajax stick with this Reinhardt heading on over to the defense. And this has been an epic tank matchup. It's the Ajax versus Toby1 head-to-head. I can't get enough of it, Billy, because Toby1 is certainly capable of standing with this team. I mean, remember, Michigan not rated there in Okra. Rutgers sitting at number 5. So it's Michigan it feels like they've got something to prove. We've seen them rise up through the ranks here through this fall season, and I think this is their toughest team that I've seen them face yet, Billy. And they looked good on Lijiang Tower, but still a little bit of work needs to be done as they come out on their attack from map 2. Try to even up this series.
God, it was almost a one-click kill again. I mean, Hugh went so low there, and Claymore as well. So, they've got to catch this rotation. They need to be able to speed onto it. That's a great wall coming out from Hugh. There we go.
Up top, Iron Man never saw Flippy hiding on the stairwell. All eyes were forward. Flippy sneaks one in, point blank. Claymore does fall, though, so the trade is there, and it favors Rutgers, especially with Ajax finding Hugh just stuck in a corner. Even with Toby1 finding that kill onto Ajax, I still can't feel that Rutgers have an opportunity here to try to take advantage of this player, these players being down.
Yeah, this is a broken fight. Poor Toby1's kind of stuck in no man's land. Tap going super low. They get the healing resources there, but already the lamp has to be forced just to get the escape there. My word. That should have been at least a point, though, off this objective.
No, Rutgers don't give up an inch. Oh, that was an ambitious shatter. Trying to predict the Ant Matrix, and eventually Iron Man does get that kill, but return is there. Still, Claymore falls first again here for Michigan. Dimitri's trying to substitute with a sound barrier in lieu of lack of BAP healing. Not enough to find any kills. Did kind of force Rutgers back for a second, but without the bat, Michigan's not able to take advantage of that space. Ajax now just moves back to the front line to clean up any Michigan players they find.
Okay, so Flippy's getting the work done on the Sojourn, but I think that they're not catching the rotation, and they're not catching the high aggressiveness. Once again, that's a beautiful opening pick from Flippy.
And this one onto the Baptiste. Previously been on to some DPS. This one might hit Rutgers a little bit more where it hurts. Soba Company teleporting up to the high ground where they're going to drop a sound barrier. An interesting approach, trying to catch Michigan as they move on to the point. Gravitic Flux, though, finds Tap left alone on the objective. Accretion Rock right into the back of Iron Man, and a couple of Hyperspheres. Done. Both DPS fall to Toby1, and Michigan move on to the point.
Yeah, but it only takes them about 2:20 thereabouts. To take this first point. The good thing is that they get to hold on to their blizzards. They also get to hold on to this.
Toby1's dead.
Oh no, yeah. Wait, maybe.
Oh. Shatter Blizzard. Nobody is there to follow up on any of this. That was a pair of Blizzards and another Shatter Tap. The lone player standing when all of the snow settled. And indeed, Toby1 did eventually fall, but it took more effort than I thought it was going to. I thought Toby1 was just done after that Maywall.
That's hilarious. Oh, they're
what
going
is
to go
going on
above
here?
them. They're going above them. They're going to go above them. They're going to save their teleporter.
Yeah,
as
they're
well.
doing the spawn camp.
Yep, this is an LH Cloudy special here.
And with you make sure the smart enough player, yeah, that's shield is up, amp speed is out. Oh, but what a wall! Toby1 is separated from the team. There's no heals, despite it being doubled from the amplification matrix. None of it is reaching your Sigma. Now Ajax comes with a loop-de-loop, trying to just smash Wolverines with a hammer. Finds the May, finds the Baptiste, finds the Lucio, and we get a pause.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but my goodness, that was a pretty broken fight. And I'm not sure exactly what happened. If maybe Toby1 got disconnected or something. I don't know.
I mean, it was just a good Maywall. They tried to speed around the statue, and Toby1 had to stay in front to shield all the squishies using the kinetic grass. Had the shield out first to protect the door, then used the kinetic grass to try to protect rotation around the statue, and the Maywall came up right behind them. Tap had it perfectly placed. There was no chance to get any heals. I mean, and this spawn hold can be such a stranglehold. And it can be so frustrating to try to break out. It's a high-risk play because, I mean, you sacrifice the Arch, which is traditionally one of the strongest defensive points on the map, to take the spawn hold. But if you can blitzkrieg an opponent, catch them off guard, you can really throw them off.
This is where I think Bastion would be working, just to mow through that wall and kind of deny the efficaciousness of it.
Sure.
Yeah, that's good. That's a team wipe there for Rutgers, but I think that they need to have a little bit more damage trying to burst their way out of this because the disruptor field not good enough, and then running a May of your own there, you don't have that bursting power to get through it. So I mean, look at that wall coming up, just saving everybody.
Yeah, no, Hugh has to use a wall to kind of protect. Yeah, it's a bit late there. The intention to keep Toby1 alive, and it looks like everybody from Michigan did get out and pass the initial choke. Oh, but Hugh stuck around too long in that doorway. The wall once again perfect from Tap to block Toby1 into a coffin.
Yep, I mean, that's just perfect fight planning there. And I feel like for Michigan here, I think they need to take a second to breathe and then figure out, what's the best route of escape here, especially with the Symmetra. They're not catching the rotation of the teleport. There's another beautiful wall.
Yeah, I'm not even sure where the rest of the team was on that one. That one did not look very well coordinated. It looked a little bit like just trying to force it. Flippy did manage to force the way into Hotel, but now they're in a 1v1 with Tap with only half health. Do have mini pack control. Meanwhile, Soap is still cleaning up in front of the spawn doors.
Yeah. Once again, a right click there from Iron Man taking Flippy out of the fight. I mean, this is broken as broken gets. So I think that for Michigan here, they've got to really stop.
That's just BM.
Soap?
Well, we'll call it a fat finger. We'll give you the benefit of the doubt, so. All right, another wall. It's the mental games. You know what? It's all about the psychic damage, and that is exactly what Rutgers is putting down right now. Blizzard in, though, and Ajax will finally fall, as does Iron Man as well. Hugh had enough and got that Blizzard in just the right spot. Still going to be a little bit of pressure coming in. Photon Barrier invested from Iron Man. So is the Amp Matrix there from Neutrals. Still with the advantage, Michigan should be able to get out of this, right? Right, it's going to be a Gravitic Flux up to the high ground, but here comes the Blizzard in from Tap. Ice Block will keep Tap alive through that. Multiple supports frozen up from Tap's Blizzard. So it's Flippy who is finding the kills.
That was just brutal. I don't know how else other way to analyze it other than it was just brutal. They were committing everything into just to hold the spawn. And now, the next fight's going to take place at Bookstore. We're sub 45 seconds here, Jeff. This is going to take at least 2 fights, and there's an Ajax waiting to shatter you from behind.
Yep, Ajax is just waiting for them to turn a corner and all eyes to be looking. I want to see how the rest of the team pulls the air. Oh, may have kind of, jumped down a little bit early. Don't know if they got spotted or decided to give up on it, but still looks like it's going to work. It's a shatter into an amplification matrix. Popping two. Both immediately die. Turns around to find Toby1 caught in yet another tap wall.
That's so mean. That's so mean! And now they're going right back to spawn. They're going to try and take the fight right here. This is exactly what you need to do. I mean, this is absolutely perfect aggression here from Rutgers. And, well, Wolverines, they're going to be stuck at 55.21 meters. That is pretty scary, considering, how far most teams get. I mean, that's just barely to bookstore, and they've got a really tall hurdle ahead of them here in their defensive stand. I want to see them get aggressive. I want to see Flippy go over to this Bastion just to give a different look. Put a little pressure down on the tap walls, because those tap walls have been absolutely chef's kiss. And I mean, the follow-up has just been too dang good on the back of it.
I mean, a Bastion would certainly provide a lot of damage that Rutgers would at least have to account for. They'd have to play around, be able to bust through those main walls a little bit, and through that right shield, as a matter of fact.
Yep, that's the other reason why I think that the Bastion here works a lot better, is that it's going to force Ajax to either make sure that the corners are covered, and you're going to rely even more on the tap walls. You're going to rely more on the immortality barrier that comes out from them. So, I mean, there's a lot here to unpack just by switching one character. Does Ajax have a Sigma in their back pocket? We don't know. I have not seen Rutgers play a Sigma as of yet. So, is it there? Possibly.
Yeah, perhaps. We are going to get at least one swap out of Flippy. It's not the Bastion you were hoping for. Flippy going over to the Hanzo here for the defense. Don't necessarily mind this, particularly with no flankers on the other side. There you go, immediate value. Finds Iron Man just one step out of the doorway. And hello, the Hanzo is here on King's Row.
Hey, you love it. You love to see it. And you know what? This is also going to make them have to think a little bit. Tap is on the Bastion, and that's 2 headshots here for Flippy. Where was that at during the attack phase? Hello?
It's much harder to do on the attack phase. You don't have the mobility that you need, really. But if all you gotta do is sit back and throw down tree trunks down range, Hanzo is the pick. You don't have to worry about jumping out of the way of danger or dodging around tracers. Hanzo can get a lot of work done.
They're just waiting out the Sonic Arrow. They're waiting out the cooldowns. And yeah, I mean, I like what Flippy's doing right now. The repositioning is perfect.
Is actually going to the low ground, which is a smart move. Bastion ends up getting sent to the high ground. Flippy's going to find them with some storm arrows. The mortality field used to try to protect this corner. And it's imperative that Michigan give up as little progress as humanly possible. Much less on the whole point. It's also imperative that they don't lose anybody right here. A wide flank out. Flippy goes down low, but it's Ajax who finds himself in spawn. Double damage out of the back, but Iron Man is flanked around through the window when Iron Man has already picked up 2. Looking to burn down a 3rd. That right click doesn't quite land, but enough work has been done, and the teleport is there to dance around. Rutgers just put Michigan into a blender.
Oh, that's just...
That was spin
foul.
cycle.
That's foul. I mean, that's a solid spinner if I ever saw one. Good lord. I mean, you know what? The swap there from Flippy to the Hanzo is working. I think that when they go in, though, and they throw these immortality barrier or immortality fields out, they've got to have their shielding up. They've got to have cooldowns to save it, because what's the point of throwing it out there if you're not going to be able to use it on the back end?
So like Ajax was over there making noise, trying to create a bait. Neutral does get caught on the right-hand side, so Rutgers will get slowed for a little bit here. Though it doesn't necessarily mean that they won't act. Particularly Iron Man and Flippy knows it. Able to find that one. No more teleporters to worry about.
I mean, this is a great neutral fight. I mean, they're going to have to hold this up for another 4 minutes and 10 seconds. But, I mean, so far, so good. Now we just need to worry about, the fight planning. How do they hold as much as they can? Flippy going super low there. That's another right click coming in from Tap. That grenade almost ended life.
Yeah, this is going to take just one explosive fight out of Rutgers to steal